What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. This is Beanie, and guys, I understand getting into MLB The Show 20 DD Diamond Dynasty is kind of intimidating. It really is. There's just so much stuff to do, so many cards to go after, and you're kind of left wondering, like, where do I begin? Well, I'm going to tell you guys that one of the best places to begin really making your team better is the Team Affinity program. There are some amazing cards that you can get in here, and the great thing is there are going to be even more awesome cards released later on in the year. So I can definitely tell you that it's definitely going to be worth it to really invest a lot of time and effort into these programs. So I think that this is the best place to start. Well, I discovered yesterday or the day before that, depending on when this video comes out, I discovered that there is an insanely easy, quick way to finish these Team Affinity programs, or maybe not finish them, but get to the point to where you can get the diamond player that you really want. And also, not only is it really easy, it's extremely cheap way to do it. So what are we talking about? Well, we are talking about specifically the showdown feature right here. You may be asking, showdown, well, this only gives you +4. You have to get up to 50 Tampa Bay points or whatever in order to get this 89 Blake Snell. 4 points isn't going to help you very much. Well, yes, that's true, but here's the deal. How do you earn these showdown vouchers? Well, you have to go into the play mode and then go to showdown, and then you have to pick the corresponding showdown menu. So if you want to do the Tampa Bay Rays, you have to do it for the AL East. Okay, so you would enter this and you would start your draft and you would draft your team. And here's just a little pro tip: draft all hitters. As many hitters as you can. It might force you into picking a couple pitchers or two, but get as many good hitters as you can on your team. And then once you do that, depending on your skill level, for someone like me, I don't even worry about any of these time-consuming missions right here. Screw these things. Like, yeah, they may give you an extra player or an extra perk or something like that, but most of the time you don't really need it. That's a bit of an overstatement. Like, some people may need it because these final challenges can be pretty difficult. But I don't even know what this AL East challenge is. Let's go ahead and do a draft, and let's just see what the draft ends up being. Okay, so we have Evan Longoria, Shane Victorino. Let's go ahead. Since I don't really care about the defense and the speed and all that, is this hitting really all that much better? It really isn't. So, okay, we're going to go with Shane Victorino since he's a switch hitter. We're going to go with JD Martinez, JD Martinez. Just a quick little draft here, just so I can illustrate. See, it forced me to pick a pitcher right there, but that's fine. Aaron Hicks. We'll go with Aaron Hicks since he's a switch hitter. Hunter Renfroe, big power. Like big power, we'll go with Hunter Renfroe. Nate Lowe. G-Man Choi. And as you can kind of tell, I'm not worried about what position these guys play at all. I'm not worried about it at all. It's no big deal to me. Okay, we're going to go with Mitch Moreland there. And then you get to pick a couple quirks. We'll pick... it doesn't really matter. Let's just pick randomly. Whatever. Okay. And once you get to this menu, you can manage your team. Make sure to put your perks on just as like a little bonus, and you can manage your team right here. It'll give you a few extra players that you didn't end up drafting, and some of them can be pretty good, like this Randall Grichuk. I'll put him in place of Richie Martin. For Rio Ruiz, I'll put in Teoscar Hernandez. Aaron Hicks, let's throw him in there for Danny Jansen, and maybe Mitch Moreland for Ramon Urias. So yeah, that looks pretty good to me. And you may be asking yourself why I don't care what position they play. Well, that's because in the final showdown, now in the showdown, if you decide to do some of these showdowns before this, you might want to get people in the right position because you might have to pitch a little bit. Make sure to check and see if you're gonna have to pitch, but if you don't worry about their position. It doesn't matter. And then, but what you can do is, if you don't really feel, if this is a waste of time for you and you feel like you're ready for the showdown at like right from the jump with the team that you drafted, just press start or press the options button, skip. It'll skip all of these missions and it will open up the final showdown. So you'll be taking on Garrett Cole on all-star difficulty. You'll have 20 outs to get 15, or I guess 16 runs. Now, that is kind of a tall order. Now, it's kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure that the first one I played for the AL West was on veteran difficulty. So I don't know if it varies from division to division. But for the most part, all of these have been the same for me. It's you're down 15-0, you have 20 outs, and you have to score 15 in order to get the vouchers. So let's say that you succeed at this. And by the way, if you don't feel like you're good enough to get 15 runs with 20 outs, that's okay. Do a few of these. Go ahead, maybe do these 3 quick little missions here. They're not very long, they're pretty quick, and it'll give you 3 showdown runs for free. So at that point, you only have to score 12 to tie and 13 to win. And you'll also get some better players on your team, some better perks. Here you can get some better players, and then you can get more runs right here if you pass this thing. So, do as many missions as you need to be able to be successful on this final showdown. Some people will be able to do it right off the jump. Others may have to, play a couple of these before they're able to take this final challenge on. Now, be mindful that this does cost 1,000 stubs per entry, so it's not free, but it is very, very cheap. So let's say that you win this. What do you get? You get 5 AL East. You get 5 AL East divisional vouchers that go towards any team affinity that you want. So okay, we were doing the Tampa Bay Rays. So I would go in here and I would exchange AL East showdown, and I would take all 5 of them and I would put them into the Tampa Bay Rays, and that would get me to 20 Tampa Bay points or whatever. And then I can do it again, which this takes, on average for me, it takes about 20 minutes per showdown. So you're basically getting 20 Tampa Bay points for every 20 minutes. If you have 100% success rate, you're probably not gonna, it's probably gonna be more like 60 to 70% success rate. So it's gonna be more like every 40 minutes or so on average, but it's not going to take you long to get those 20, and these missions are repeatable, so you can do this as many times as you want. So on average it costs about 12 vouchers, 13 vouchers in order to get the Blake Snell. But since you get 5 vouchers for every single thing that you do, or for every single showdown that you win within that division, it should only take you 2.5 showdown runs. And once you get to 52 points, which is where you'll be at, 4 times 13 or whatever. Once you get that Blake Snell, you'll be at 52 points. You can take your 2 other vouchers and maybe put it towards the Gleyber Torres, or whoever it is that you're wanting to go after. Maybe Boston. Who was Boston's guy? Rafael Devers. Maybe you want the Rafael Devers instead, or maybe you want the Vlad Jr. or the Trey Mancini. So you can put them towards the other teams, and you can go after those teams at that point. So guys, I was just gonna put this video out and let you guys know that this is an extremely fast way to get these done. Now, I will say that you can speed up this process quite a bit if you have the stubs to spend. If you have a bunch of stubs, you can go through and you can buy a bunch of silver level players or maybe gold level players and just do these repeatable exchange missions to get 10 freaking points towards your thing. So if you do this exchange mission 5 times, you can go ahead and get this Blake Snell for not for free, but very, very quickly. But I would suggest doing the showdown if you don't have the stubs. If you have a few stubs, then I would suggest doing the showdown and maybe like want to do 2 of these and then do the exchange the Rays rivals, so you don't have to do another one, and you can just go ahead and get him without having to do a 3rd one. You know, some mix like that, but those are definitely your 2 best options for completing team affinities very, very quickly. Now, if you want to do a March to October run on, let's say, Hall of Fame difficulty or something like that, do one. Have fun with it, but make sure that you're doing one on a team that you haven't completed showdown with yet, because you always want to be earning rewards towards Diamond Dynasty. And if you do a nice little March to October with the Tampa Bay Blue Jays or something like that, say you want the Vlad Guerrero, don't do the showdown for this team, because you know that you're wanting to take the Tampa Bay Blue Jays to the World Series in March to October, so it would be kind of a waste of time if you had already had it completed. So just be mindful of that whenever you're managing your team. But if you're new to the game just came out for some people. This is the first thing that I would suggest that you tackle, is the team affinities, because they are not expensive at all. They give you excellent players, and it's not very time consuming to complete. It's the best of both worlds. So guys, that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button, please subscribe, please follow me on my Twitch channel at TTV Beanie Antics, follow me on Twitter at Beanie Antics, and yeah, I love you guys. I will see you guys later, but until then, peace.